Now, Jeff Bezos' rocket firm Blue Origin is sending its next group of amateur astronauts to space this month, and there'll be an Australian on board. That's great news.
There is. This is going to be the second flight only. They had their first flight with 4 people, including Jeff Bezos and his brother, in July. The second one happening in just a little over a week, the 13th here. And a Sydney alum. So he graduated from the University of Sydney, started at his own company, or worked on his company called Planet Labs, which does Earth observation, so building small satellites and cameras to help agriculture, water, you name it, and now is investing a lot of space companies. Well, yeah, he's selected as one of those to go on this second flight. So that's pretty exciting, given that, this industry is just now starting, and we're already starting to see Australian representation in it.
Yeah, that's terrific for Australians, and hopefully more to come. But I got to ask, because there's rumours that William Shatner, now fans of course might recall him as the Starfleet's youngest captain on the Enterprise in Star Trek, Brad, but he actually might also be on board.
That's right, from the youngest captain to the potentially oldest person in space. This Blue Origin capsule, when we saw, this is from that July landing, can seat 6. They had 4 on that July flight. So it's believed that they'll at least have 4 this flight. Now, they have announced 2, as we said. There's at least one of those Australians. They specifically haven't said the other 2, at least. And there's a lot of rumors that William Shatner is allocated for one of those seats. Now, one of the beliefs is, if you remember back for this July flight, they actually auctioned off one of these first seats, and it went for about $28 million. And then the person mysteriously wasn't available. They had a scheduling conflict, and that kind of left people scratching their heads. Well, maybe it is because William Shatner was changing and starting a television show for this program, is what some of the belief is, and we'll use this flight as part of it. So, in just a little over a week, we want to keep tabs on where William Shatner is to see if he's hanging out in Texas next to Jeff Bezos.
Well, we'll all be on William Shatner watch, and
That's right.
It will certainly be a very momentous occasion, if that's the case, for Star Trek fans out there.
Indeed.
Now, there's a few little myths that have been debunked here, Brad, because instead of one big collision, the moon may have actually been formed from 2 back-to-back collisions.
Yeah, this has been something that has really been a big source of research and work since the Apollo era. With the Apollo era, one of the big discoveries was that when they brought those lunar rocks back, there's a lot of similarities to that of the Earth. And so it believed that there was this, what we call this Theia collision, a small object about the size of Mars, crashed into Earth, as you're seeing an animation of, spilt out a whole bunch of essentially lava and rock, which eventually formed the moon. Now, there were some explanations about this that didn't fit perfectly into the moon's formation in terms of its composition, its density, its size. And so maybe it's actually that there was kind of this ping pong effect, that this object we call Theia crashed into the Earth. It then kicked all this rock, and then Earth collided again with the moon. There was kind of this double impact collision. And this could go a lot to explaining everything we see in the way the Earth and the moon work, and would really solve some of these outlanding problems. So it really could be that the moon was from a double blow as opposed to just a single that's been thought for the past few decades.
Yeah, that's fascinating research. And just finally, we spoke about this recently, Brad, but the Russian actress and the director, they're going to head into space to film the first movie. That's now happening on Tuesday.
That's right. It is set for Tuesday, and it'll be happening about just after 1 p.m. Australian time. And so it really quite literally is all systems go. So it's a very exciting thing to see. And definitely, obviously, people will be watching out for how this all plays Tuesday and for the following 2 weeks.
Absolutely. As I said to you last time, I look forward to your review eventually when that movie does come out. Brad Tucker, we have to leave it there. I'll see you next time.